Go.
Ready? Ready now?
Go.
How about now? Go. Okay. This is the Player 4 Podcast. Join us each week as we talk about video games, entertainment, and pop culture, and bring in guests from the Rooster Teeth community. Player 4 has entered the game. Hello and welcome to the Player 4 Podcast, July edition. I am one of your hosts, Tristan, aka Chagrazir, on the Rooster Teeth website.
I am Alex, aka Chaos Black 21.
And I am Malachi, aka Tsukihiro.
My headphones fell off during the intro. Alex, why did you laugh? What's so funny about your name?
Because you said July edition, which we have more than one July podcast.
Yeah, so this is like July edition number 2. Deal with it.
Okay.
So, what's on the tar packs today?
For the tar packs of the day, we have topics that are inclusive of things like the new Warframe update that's coming out, because Malachi and I play the crap out of Warframe, followed by the RTX schedule being live for Austin 2018 and being maybe a little hard to read. Keeping ourselves short because we keep going overboard, and then getting the flip out of Mal. Wait, what?
Really?
What? Why did you put... Was that like a brain fart?
Why are you inside
Put Mal
me?
instead of here?
You'll never know.
Are you inside me? Do I need to be scared?
You should always be scared. So let's talk about Warframe, Malachi. What's going on in Warframe? They just did the sacrifice. Now what's going on?
They are ready to drop the newest installation to the game. The new update's going to be called Fortuna.
Fortuna? Isn't
Yes.
that like part of Venus?
Yes, it is.
Didn't
And
they just release an update recently already?
Yeah, the sacrifice. It was just like a month ago.
and
Now
before
do it again?
before that was with Cetus, right?
Yes, the Plains of Eidolon. So it was the Plains of Eidolon, which was the first time they added like an open world kind of experience. So normally the game was run, you'd be on your little ship, you could customize your ship, you could customize your armor, customize your gun, and then you'd choose to do a mission, and it would pop you into a mission with up to 3 other people, and then you would just run through the mission, start to finish, very linear, and then you'd leave. So then they had dropped the Plains of Eidolon, which is you go to this city on Earth, well, like the last city on Earth, and outside of it is like one of the only parts of the planet, this small area that isn't completely destroyed by the toxins put in by the Grenier, and you can run around that as long as you want, as much as you want, just go around, do anything. So they kind of added in fishing and mining and all those other kind of like MMORPG type things. But you can gather these resources to do builds just like anything else you do in the game. And, constant drops of little incursions, go and find this thing, go and kill that guy for standing and such.
And so now they are building off of that, the mechanic and what they introduced with Cetus, and built the new world Fortuna on Venus, based on the same concept of Cetus.
Right. So a what would you call it?
Colony, and then an open
I
world.
mean, it's a colony, but I'm trying to think. It's a social area. So the city of Cetus is a social area, a social hub. That's a good word for it. A social hub where the players can gather. You got like up to like 40, 50 people in there, and they can mill about and admire each other's Warframes or whatnot. And then you can go out and go out onto the open field, which in this case will be the Fields of Fortuna or something like that. And you fight the Corpus on Venus, because Venus is Corpus held, Earth is Grenier held. But they've gone a little bit further, and they've introduced a new game mode, which can be launched from the Fields of Venus, which is called Railjack. And Malachi was really excited about that.
It's super spicy. So I've always wanted to play a space game that did more interacting with space and your soldiers. So now they're allowing it to where Tennos can board a ship to go to outer space during a mission, or off just maybe at the start of the mission, you leave the field to go into space to fight a battleship that's orbiting the planet and shooting it.
Yeah, so normally you just drift around on what they call the orbiter, and that's where you launch missions from. So you're already in space, but you couldn't pilot it. So this is one that you can pilot.
Yes, and you actually don't pilot it alone. They're actually allowing it to where your squad that usually go out with missions will be on the ship with you and be able to have one person be the pilot of the ship, and then the others will be able to interact with things on it and use mounted turrets on the ship. And there will be
space battles.
Yes, and they're also having it to where it's not just bland, you fly around and shoot. You can get invaded, and you can leave your ship and go out on your arc wing to either shoot enemies and also board the enemy craft.
Yeah, so the kind of thing that they showed, which I think was E3 or something like that, or what was this expo? Was this TennoCon?
I think it was TennoCon.
I think it was TennoCon. So they did TennoCon just last week. I wasn't here for it. I was in California, so I didn't get to...
Wait, so they actually have like a con
I think this is
around Warframe?
Yep.
One? I think this is the third one they've held?
Yep.
I think so. Yeah. Every year. This is, I think, the third one. This is TennoCon, and you could get virtual tickets. They were like $20, and gave you in-game bonuses as well as the ability to follow it online. Plus, they did a stream on their Twitch, like they always do. So you could watch that, and they did hours of streaming on Twitch to show what was going on. But so this was one of the things they showed at TennoCon, was they went out onto the fields on Venus. Waited for the ship to come down, and then they jumped onto the ship and they blasted off into orbit and went to take on one of the Corpus Capital ships owned by Nethanyo, which is one of the antagonists in the game. And so what they did, they showed fighting their way over to it, which included like blasting debris out of the way, like asteroids. You could view like the orbital defense system that hasn't been used ever since the Corpus took over. You had to fight your way through the small fighters, and then once they got to the ship, they had to like scan the ship and identify the areas of weakness, take out the shield generator. Then they could bust off the ship with their arc wing, and so some people would stay on the ship to keep defending it, and somebody else would infiltrate the enemy ship, fight their way to like the power core, identify it, then the ship that the rest of the people are on will power up their big weapons and like take out the power core, and then all of you get the hell out.
Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that they expand on it quite a bit and give a lot of variety to it, so it doesn't become a stale thing. But this opens up for a lot of new things that they're going to be working with, which I'm excited to see more stuff like this. The act of flying a spaceship and being able to go in and out of it and playing as a team piloting a ship, it's going to be fun.
It might end up being kind of like with the Fomorians, like one of those that comes around every now and again.
Oh, that's true.
Could end up being like that.
I hope not, because that looks like it'll be pretty cool. So I'd like to do it more than less.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking forward to right now, is that we've got new stuff coming to Warframe and expanding the world a little bit, along with a new mission set.
Yeah, they're adding a new story more. They're adding to the story more. It's called The New War, which is like we were talking about earlier. It's basically what the Tenno fought in the past, the sentient, and they're back. So now we have to fight them again.
Yeah, so like it's always been part of the storyline that long ago a big war was fought, and it ended with the threat to the Sol system being eliminated, and then it also ended up with like the hierarchy of the Sol system being turned on its head as the Tenno turned on their supposed creators, the Orokin, and destroyed them as well. So 2 threats were removed, and so ever since then, like you never got to witness any of that. You were always told about it, even from the game's inception. That's just why you find Orokin derelicts, you find old Orokin technology and stuff like that. It's like, well, these are this was the master race originally, and we defeated them because they were tyrannical and awful. And so now the other enemy, the one that first came, the sentients, are sprouting up again, as well as this has all been kind of predicated by a single surviving Orokin, Ballas.
It'll be interesting to see where they take the story with this new implement when they release Fortuna. So that's going to be another fun thing that we're really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
I've only played Warframe way back in a little bit, Tristan,
Yeah.
So I never got very far because nobody plays on Xbox. You guys play on PC. So
yeah.
I tried playing on Xbox. It's so hard.
Yeah. Well, so I don't play anymore. I still have it on my Xbox that I could install it again, but I just always enjoy watching the video that the person posted about starting Warframe, like someone going into Warframe not knowing what to do.
100 days of Warframe.
Yeah, 100 days of Warframe.
Take it slow. Wham! Has to get his butt saved by somebody else. Yeah, that's a really good video. I try to I finally got to show that one to our friend Derek, who has been playing. Like, he apparently started like when the game first came out and then just put it down for a while, and then recently came back because Malachi and I have been playing it, so he's been playing with us. So I got him through, took him through a bunch of stuff. He's managed to build a few Warframes, got a bunch of weapons, getting his mastery rank up, really getting into the game and learning about the antagonists. And so now that we've like trashed LV a few times and pretty much faced every boss in the game, including like the other hunters that they send after you, like the Stalker and Zanuka, I said, okay, you're ready for this video. Because it's a funny video, even if you don't know everything about the game, but it's a lot more enjoyable when you do understand all the references they're making.
I still wish we could do that against LV.
I know, right? Switch teleport when Zanuka attacks.
That'd be fantastic. But all right, so to switch to the next topic, we got RTX is coming up, everyone.
Woo! Alex and I are ready to get our Guardian on.
Woo!
That's like 3 weeks away, Alex, or less.
A little bit more. Once we hit Friday, then it's 3 weeks.
So you guys are scratching your head at something called the schedule?
Kind of the design.
The schedule has been released, though, for one day or all of it?
No, all 3 days. The RTX schedule has been posted, as well as the autograph signings.
And we're all able to be found on the RTX event Twitter.
Yeah, the Twitter has a link to a Rooster Teeth post. The Twitter post only has the schedule, the panel schedule. So you have to actually click on the link to see the autograph schedule as well.
I see. And so, yeah, I mean, it's all up there. It's listed vertically by room and then horizontally as a timeline. And the nice thing is that every bubble, every box that talks about what the panel going on is, tells you its starting and ending time. But failing to notice that, you'll be looking at the timeline across the top and trying to line up the boxes with their times on that is very challenging because they didn't give you any vertical lines to indicate where the times begin and end. So you end up relying on the times that are listed in the box, which I think is fine, but it is a little unfortunate that you can't really rely on the timeline across the top.
And I'd say that the time is a little light in shading, so it's a little harder to see compared to all the other writing, which I know that they tried to do a different color so that you can actually tell the difference between the title of the panels and the times, but maybe should have chosen a different color than light gray.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look hard at the very top of each box, it'll tell you it starts at one time and ends at another time, so I'd go by that.
Yeah,
and like I said, down the left side is the room that it takes place in.
Yeah, and they have it further split to where like the first set of boxes is for the convention center, then the next set of boxes is for the Hilton. The Fairmount, which is the movie theater that they showed Planet of the Apes, that movie, and the what was it? The Dracula anime. I can't remember what it's Castlevania, the Castlevania anime.
Oh, okay.
The one on Netflix.
That was an interesting one. So I feel a little bit bad.
Maybe not. Hold on. No, it's not the Fairmont, because the Fairmont says it has a congressional ballroom. So that's another hotel then.
Well, so you've got the JW Marriott, the Fairmont, and the Hilton.
The Fairmont's the new addition then.
Okay. Well, it's in between the Hilton and the JW Marriott here. I'm only looking at the Friday right now. But I wanted to say that I feel a little bit bad for the JW Marriott, the people running those rooms, because they've only got 2 rooms where they're showing anything. They're the 2 halves of the grand ballroom there, and they are just like they have the lion's share of RT animation, but they still have a few RT animation things in other locations. But it's just like bam, bam, bam. It's like there's like a half hour in between each show, and that's it all day long. Like I usually like to run room 6 in the Austin Convention Center, and on Friday I only see 3 panels in there all day. Meanwhile, JW Marriott's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just on Friday in one of the ballrooms, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the other one as well.
Well, Tristan, you got 4 on Saturday.
Oh no.
and 4 on Sunday.
Oh no, I might die. So yeah, there's that. If you're interested in the RT animation, pretty much all of it happens in JW Marriott, but be aware, not all of it. I'm seeing on Friday RTAA is in Fairmont, Death Battles in the Hilton, and there's a Ruby panel in the Austin Convention Center.
And the community panels are all located in meeting room 8. So it'll be interesting to get a map again and see where 8 is located. So that's, I remember that now. That's in the top level down in that like square roundabout.
It's in the 3rd level, which means you have to go up to level 4 and then come down a level because there's no elevator stop for level 3.
Oh yeah,
that's interesting.
And then you have to go around the side, or you can take the main escalator up from the ground floor, and I think it's the first stop basically because the atrium is 4 levels high. And so there's only like ground, you might say, on floor 1 and floor 4, but right in the middle at the top of the first set of escalators, that'll let you go like down a half staircase to level 3, and then you got to go like all the way to the end and then hang a left.
Yeah, level 3 was very interesting last year.
It's a hike to get to the level 3 panel rooms, which is why I tend to just camp one, because otherwise I'm running back and forth all over the place all day. I'm just like, I'm going to stay here and stay here. And I'm in communication with my team, so if anything is needed or if I need anything, I can just send it over comms. And that way we've got I'm like a remote hub.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whenever I get paired with someone what they have that I'm gonna have to be like, okay, how are we gonna get from this point to this point with people swarming us?
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to bust out your kung fu moves and roundhouse kick some people. I believe in you, Walker.
I mean, I am the Dream Killer, so.
When did you acquire that nickname?
I've had it for the last couple of years. I'm the Destroyer of Dreams.
Because you're the one that always, like, this is the end of the line?
Yeah, because, I usually had the sign, because because I bring my own sign, so I can, like, anytime since the first 3 years that I was a Guardian, I was line/response, which response ended up being the same thing as lines the last year. Mm-hmm. I was able to write on my thing that if a line was capped, so people would come to me, look at the sign, and then their faces would just drop.
Oh, no.
Destroyer of Dreams, Alex.
Yeah.
I thought it was destroying people's dreams because I wrote the word taint on it.
No.
You couldn't do that again.
That was in a picture, but I never actually had that during the convention.
I know, it's unfortunate. We should fix that.
No,
we should figure out a picture. Oops, sorry.
I'm bringing the sign again. However, I'll only use it for like if there is an impromptu, like we all of a sudden the person that I'm with wants to do an impromptu signing, which then I'll give it to a Guardian to be at the end of the line, but I'm freaking yanking it away as soon as we're leaving. And then, of course, I got to do my RTX 2018 as cap.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the Taint, the Grundle, the Plushy Fun Bridge.
That was the best sign and should have stayed.
That is also. Did you get that from Cards Against Humanity? Because that's
maybe.
Because that's
I don't
where
remember anymore. I heard it somewhere, and so I put it on your board.
I thought you put something different. I thought it was more than just that.
I think there was another line after that. Like I think because it was yours and you were going to be holding it, I put on like I love them all or something like that.
Oh, Tristan.
You should do an image of it showing you destroying someone's dream and then you saying I'm sorry.
Don't say.
Why would I say I'm sorry?
Yeah, don't say sorry. Never say sorry.
Yes, I do say I'm sorry.
No, he doesn't.
I do, because that is part of customer service. Is even though you have to give them bad news, you have to feel sorry about it.
I refuse to feel sorry about these things. I also refuse to feel bad when I have to yell at people to get their computers from them.
Well, I stopped feeling less sorry when they continually ask, but come on, it's just me. Can't I just like get into the back of the line? It's like, no, if I did that for all the time, the line would never end.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me. It's just one more. Yeah, it's just one more 15 times, 20 times, 100 times.
That's when you gotta ask for room numbers. Where you staying? Or
Yikes.
I know, right?
Abort, pull up. So, why do we have to keep ourselves short, Malix guy?
Malix guy.
Yeah, you got it.
Because we like to go long.
Yo.
And that in turn increases the editing process and the video process and the exporting the video process.
Does that mean you might be able to say that past Tristan is future Alex's problem?
No! No!
And we always embrace the tangents.
I've been waiting 3 years for.
That's only because you don't do the freaking video anymore.
I know, because you do such a good job with it.
Tristan, now that your computer works just fine.
Yeah, now it does. Wait, no, it's still bad. Don't worry, I can't.
Yeah, don't lie. You redid your computer. It's fine now.
So apparently we're getting the flip out of Malachi, or Mal.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be in Mal. Let's get the flip out of him.
Why are we in the beginning?
Good night, everybody.
Just
good night.
Not even gonna touch it.
Hashtag goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, jeez. So should I let it go?
Nice and short. How long was that, Malachi?
We're at 23:47. Should I let it run? Should I let it run to 25 and then end it?
We'll have this. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. This is gonna be
push the button with your tongue.
I can push it with the taint or the grundle.
Oh yeah, do that then.
Wait, you're saying if I push this button,
you gotta taint that button.
I'll create a huge explosion.
Thanks to the following patrons for making this video possible. Support us at patreon.com/player4podcast.